Hi, everybody. Coming to you from an audio room at KGW TV. So I might be looking a little dark. I had to brighten my screen, but it's the quiet space I could find. And let's start off with the fact on this Monday morning update that we obviously have snow down to 1,500 feet because this is the Mount Hood, Oregon resort camera. That's in Welch's off of Highway 26. Looks like they have at least, maybe a couple inches of snow on the ground right there. We had other reports through the weekend. One person told me they had snow out in Brightwood. And a reminder that all those snow levels are going up today. There's a warm front coming in today. It's the reason we're getting rain. The snow level will go up to perhaps above Cascade Pass level at some point this afternoon or this evening. Once the snow level comes back down overnight tonight behind a cold front, the rest of the week through at least Friday into Saturday, snow levels will be generally 1,500 to 2,000 feet to even lower at times. So pretty low snow week, very active winter weather coming up this week. And let me get you into what we really want to spend some time talking about. And that is the National Weather Service Watch Warning Map. Look at this. What a flippin' mess of activity. No wind warning posted yet for the coast, but keep an eye on that. There may be. The coast, to get a wind warning, you would have to believe that you're going to have some winds gusting to about 60 miles per hour. Most of the model data shows the coast will stay more like 40 to 50 miles per hour. But it's something to keep an eye on. What I do want to highlight over here on the right is the fact that we have a valley wind advisory. That's this brown area. Notice it extends from north of Albany up through Clark County. This really starts this evening for strong gusty south winds, and then late evening, midnight, shortly after, we could see some south winds right here gusting to 55 miles per hour or at least to 40. I will be surprised if we don't have at least spotty power outages at some point overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning here in the Willamette Valley, and maybe up into Southwest Washington as well due to strong south winds. So keep that in mind. And then starting early tomorrow morning, I think technically it's 4 a.m. Tuesday through the day Wednesday at 4 p.m., there's a blizzard warning that has been issued for the Cascades. As I mentioned in my update last evening, we don't see blizzard warnings for the Cascades very often. Still expecting 55 mile per hour wind gusts from the west at pass level, 2 to 4 feet of snow, or maybe even more Tuesday and Wednesday. So all of that is still a heightened concern. And all of this is triggered with a strong cold front that comes in overnight tonight. So this is midnight tonight. See the clock up here, midnight tonight. This is courtesy of KGW TV, their Futurecast model. And what this shows you is the solid, absolute heavy rain band expected to be centered over the I-5 corridor at midnight tonight. Now, rains will start picking up this evening. This heavy rain band will be mid to late evening along the coast. Midnight moving into the I-5 corridor. The front passes. And then by tomorrow morning, the front is all the way through us. And we have what was a gusty south wind turning into a gusty west wind. And we have heavy showers on Tuesday behind the front, some hail potentially, some rumbles of thunder potentially. And remember when west winds just slam into the mountain, here's the mountain, this hand. Here's the west wind just slamming into the mountain. That really ups the snow rate. That's why we think there's going to be feet of snow late tonight into Tuesday, into Wednesday, up in the mountains, and those strong west winds, perhaps a government camp hitting 55 miles per hour. Now, notice this heavy rain band is strong enough. It will make it over the mountains. It will make it over in the Bend, and then other areas. And snow levels are going to be dropping off to 2,000 to 1,500 feet or lower. So there will be some snow in Central Oregon out of the system as well. I'm going to show you the Bend forecast model numbers here in just a moment. But let's take a look at wind speeds. And again, this is courtesy of KGW TV, their Futurecast. So at midnight tonight, notice the winds at the coast are already coming in from the west. So at midnight, the front is just passing the north coast. Newport and Yachats have 50 mile per hour winds from the south, but Lincoln City, Tillamook, and Astoria are already turning to the west. The valley winds are straight from the south ahead of that cold front, gusting to 40 in Estacada. And again, the potential that there could be some wind gusts right around 50 miles per hour, which would bring power outages. Not much. Look at the gorge, not much going on. Remember when you get a south wind, that does not impact the gorge because the gorge is blocked by the Cascades, right? Think about it. So south winds can't get in there. But once the front passes overnight into early tomorrow morning, and all these winds kick to the west, which they will, we'll get strong winds in the gorge. Gorge winds tomorrow, in fact, could be 40 to 60 miles per hour. It's crazy. Notice Bend gusting at midnight to 31. These will be west winds tomorrow into Central Oregon, probably gust in the 30+ mile per hour range during the day tomorrow as well. So we got wind, we got rain tonight. It still looks to me like there's over an inch of rain that falls in the valley from tonight into Wednesday. So pretty wet. Here's a graphic that I haven't changed. I shared it with you a couple days back, and it's still pretty accurate. So it shows the Arctic air Friday. See the purple? This is the Arctic air. See how the Arctic air mass comes right down into the Columbia River and a little bit into Central Oregon Friday, and then kind of holds there Saturday morning. And then by Sunday, it's already starting to move out of here off to the east. So it's kind of I would say confidence is pretty full right now that we never get fully into the Arctic air mass. We never get into extreme cold. Personally, I think that's good news. We get kind of a glancing, quick brush by of this air mass, enough to bring some snow, and I'll get to this in a moment, to low elevations Friday night and Saturday. But then by Sunday, quick moderation into the first of the week as this air mass by Sunday, the center of it's all the way into Nebraska and really pulling out of our area. So that's the latest kind of track on this Arctic air. I've had a lot of you request more detailed information for Central Oregon, and I can get what's called the National Blended Model forecast temperature data out of Bend. So this is from our friends at the Weather Service. A lot of numbers on this. I'm going to use my cursor to show you the lines I'm talking about, and then I will give you the information. So here's tomorrow in Bend, forecasting a low of 32, a high of 41. So that's kind of a mix of rain and snow showers in the morning, breaking into maybe rain showers in the afternoon. And it's kind of that way throughout the week because there's going to be moisture available. So here's 25 degrees Wednesday morning, 36 in the afternoon. And if you drop down here to the precip, that's 90% Tuesday afternoon, 91% chance of moisture Wednesday morning, 61 Wednesday afternoon, a bit of a break Thursday morning, bit of a break Thursday afternoon, and then kind of showery weather into the weekend. But it shows you there's clearly a chance of some decent snow coming in Wednesday morning, especially, with a temperature of 25 degrees, and then Thursday, 36, warming in the afternoon, and then 24 to 37 Friday, 28 to 37 Saturday, 20 to 32 on Sunday. It shows that the clouds and the precip will start breaking up, it looks like, for dry weather moving into Central Oregon on Sunday as well. But absolutely, you folks should be depending on again, off again snow, especially at night into early mornings. And then maybe all day on Saturday, you're getting snow showers over there in Central Oregon. I'm going to be very coy about snow amounts because the modeling is just all over the board, and it just hasn't really settled in yet. So more on that coming up. I do want to get out and show you the GFS surface model. Okay, so when are we talking about? This is this afternoon. Here's the low, and at 4 p.m., here's the low, and here's the trailing cold front back in here, and here's the warm front. So at 4 p.m., here's the warm front moving into Portland. Once that warm front comes through, temperatures this evening are going to go up, and snow levels will go up to about 4,000 or 4,500 feet. Now, notice as I play this, I'm going to play it into midnight. Here is roughly midnight tonight. Here's the front that is now passing through our area. This is actually 1 a.m. See how these contour lines are kind of close together all the way down into Southern Oregon? So that's a wind field. That's south winds gusty overnight tonight, and then everything goes to the west. Now, it's harder if you folks in Central Oregon, for example, or areas east of the Cascades to get strong west winds except for the gorge because you're blocked by the Cascades. But this is why we've got these wind advisories coming. The packing of the ISO, I keep saying contour lines, isobars around these lows are pretty tight coming in tonight into tomorrow morning. And then it continues to be a gusty west wind during the day on Wednesday. Here is another system. See back in here? This is another system coming in tomorrow night into Wednesday morning. And weather models really show that's another big push of hefty moisture amounts, that potentially some pretty decent snow accumulating on the floor of Central Oregon. That's into Wednesday morning. So, wow. Meanwhile, here's the Arctic. Here's my cursor. This is the Arctic air mass still to our north. Here's the Arctic high up here setting in Canada Wednesday morning. So once we get into Wednesday afternoon, the precipitation is pretty showery, I think, going all the way into Thursday. Here's Thursday at 4 p.m. Here's the Arctic air through this low, still north of the Columbia River, but sinking southward. And then as we get rolling into Friday morning, here's the boundary now right over the Columbia River. So follow the contouring or the isobars right down into the Columbia River, right into that low, right down through Wyoming and down into Nebraska. That's the Arctic front right over us. You would assume there's going to be some moisture channeling along that front for some precipitation. I don't really think we have any snow at low elevations here on the west side of our state until we get into Friday evening, Friday overnight, and Saturday morning. Now, here is 4 p.m. Friday. This would be the Arctic front, southern Idaho. Maybe the frontal boundaries right over Bend or Madras, and then coming up into the Willamette Valley, Salem, Portland, and up to around Astoria. Here's the Arctic high now pushing down clearly into Montana. And then we're going to play this into Saturday morning. Here's Saturday morning. The Arctic front is kind of stationary, but actually this shows it even on the American model, which has been warmer. This is the model that has been warmer. Now it shows the Arctic front all the way running through Central Oregon and down through maybe Eugene. So I would say confidence is growing that at sea level elevations, we're going to have some accumulating snow Friday evening, Friday night, Saturday morning. And then that precipitation may taper off Saturday afternoon. Certainly by the time we get into Sunday morning, see the surface high building? Sunday morning, we're starting to dry out all areas, and then watch the Arctic high continues to move off, and we'll moderate the first part of the week. I mentioned I'm being particularly, I'm avoiding giving snow amounts because the modeling is just all over with the actual placement of that Arctic front and all over with some nuances that are going to bring or dictate the amount of moisture available. So hopefully tomorrow I'll have a better idea of snow in Central Oregon. And I would say it could be Wednesday before we really start to get a better idea of how much snow we're talking. Friday night, Saturday morning for the Willamette Valley in Southwest Washington at sea level elevations and maybe even the coast. It's not a slam dunk that we get snow. There are still a few open doors that we don't, but most doors are opening to valley snow Friday night, Saturday morning. Okay, with that said, here's the Mount Hood update, courtesy of Hillcrest Sales. By the way, 22 at Timberline right now with a 55-inch base. Meadows 28, 48-inch base. And then you can see Ski Bowl right here with 19 inches and 2 inches on the ground. In fact, look at the government camp pass camera. That's winter, 28 degrees, well plowed, but slow going over the Cascades. Warming temps today will bring some improving travel, but tomorrow it's 24 to 30. A blizzard warning in the Cascades, 12 to 24 inches falling. Still a winter storm warning on Wednesday, maybe still a blizzard warning with northwest winds still gusting, 10 to 16 inches of snow falling. And then the snow rates back off on Thursday and Friday, but the temperatures stay cold. So that's the snowpack, by the way, was 29% up on the Mount Hood test site. The snowpack just from the weekend snow has jumped up to 46% of normal and could jump up to 60% of normal, I think, this coming week. So we're making nice en routes there. All right, Portland 7-day, check it out. 38 degrees. I'm sorry, 48 today. The wind advisory tonight, the gusty winds, the heavy rain overnight tonight, showery weather tomorrow afternoon, a windy west wind flow, still windy from the west and rain at times on Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, it's more of showery weather. Friday, I've got us 35 to 40 again. That's the day with that Arctic front laying down over the Portland or maybe even to the south of us, down into maybe Eugene, even Bend. And then the snow accumulation Friday night and Saturday, not bitterly cold, but 30 degrees, potentially staying in the 30s Saturday, drying out and dropping into this to the 20s on Sunday. I can, by the way, my weather site here, portlandweather.com. And I just want to show you something. I want to show you something. All right, let's just check this out. If I go to this map on my weather site and I click on Bend, it will give me the National Weather Service numbers for a forecast. And look at this. There's that snow likely Wednesday morning, 23 to 35 degrees. Snow on Thursday, really cold, 10 to 36. So snow on Friday. This is colder than what the blended model forecast numbers were I showed you earlier, and 8 to 13. Let's see what they're saying for Tuesday night. 2 to 4 inches of snow accumulating. Wednesday, snow likely. New snow accumulation of less than an inch. So they're basically going 4 inches of snow Tuesday night into Wednesday, and then light snow accumulations on Thursday into Friday. But man, the temperatures look cold. Okay. For now, I'll leave you. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill. The big takeaway here is that we have the wind advisory for tonight in the Willamette Valley. And we have the heavy snow with the blizzard warning in the Cascades. Avoid travel if you can on Tuesday and Wednesday over the Cascades. And we're still not certain on snow amounts for Friday and Saturday, although I really feel like some snow accumulation in the I-5 corridor up and down is becoming increasingly likely. Again, Friday evening, Friday night, and Saturday. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. My weather site's portlandweather.com. I'll talk to you soon.